Grab your parka, because things are about to get real cold, real fast. Our story begins with Jerry Lundegaard, a perpetually anxious car salesman in Minneapolis, whose life is a masterclass in quiet desperation. Drowning in debt and facing financial ruin, Jerry concocts an utterly insane scheme. He'll hire two small-time criminals to kidnap his own wife, Jean, so he can extort a hefty ransom from his wealthy, domineering father-in-law, Wade Gustafson. This initial setup is a darkly comedic twist on the classic crime caper, immediately highlighting Jerry's pathetic incompetence and the snowball effect of bad decisions. He believes he can control the chaos, but as we'll soon see, the universe has other plans. Jerry's chosen accomplices are a study in criminal ineptitude. Carl Showalter, played by Steve Buscemi, is a loudmouthed, short-tempered schemer, constantly complaining and looking for shortcuts. His partner, Geir Grimsrud, played by Peter Stormare, is a silent, hulking psychopath, whose vacant stare and brutal efficiency are genuinely scary. The meeting itself is a fun, awkward dance of miscommunication and escalating tension, as Jerry tries to maintain control over men far more dangerous than he comprehends. This unlikely trio sets in motion a chain of events that will spiral wildly out of control, proving that even the simplest plans can unravel into unimaginable horror. The kidnapping itself is a brutal, messy affair, far from the clean operation Jerry had naively imagined. Jean is violently abducted from her home, and the scene is anything but funny. This immediately establishes the dark, scary tone that underlies the film's black comedy. The Coen brothers don't shy away from the visceral consequences of Jerry's foolish plan, reminding us that even the most absurd schemes can lead to real, horrifying violence. The situation escalates dramatically when Carl and Geir, driving with their captive, are pulled over by a state trooper. In a shocking, sudden burst of violence, Geir brutally murders the trooper, then two innocent bystanders who witness the crime. This triple homicide, committed in the desolate, snowy landscape, is a pivotal, terrifying twist. It transforms a simple kidnapping into a full-blown murder investigation, dragging the audience into a world far darker than Jerry's initial desperation suggested. The stark contrast between the pristine white snow and the crimson blood is a chilling visual, emphasizing the irreversible damage caused by Jerry's greed. This is where the fun stops, and the true horror begins. Enter Marge Gunderson, the pregnant, relentlessly optimistic police chief of Brainerd, Minnesota. Her cheerful demeanor and folksy charm are a stark contrast to the grim scene she investigates. Marge is a beacon of common sense and decency in a world spiraling into chaos. Her methodical, down-to-earth approach to solving the crime immediately sets her apart from the bumbling criminals and the self-serving Jerry. Her character is a subtle educational element, demonstrating that true competence often lies in quiet diligence and an unwavering moral compass, rather than flashy heroics. Marge makes a crucial breakthrough. Following a tip, she visits a local bar and interviews a woman who had a date with Carl. Through her calm, conversational approach, Marge extracts vital information about Carl and Geir, including their names and their connection to the stolen car. This scene is a testament to Marge's understated brilliance. She doesn't need to be aggressive or flashy to be effective. Her ability to connect with people and her sharp observational skills are far more potent than any weapon. This educational moment shows how effective police work often relies on human connection and meticulous detail, rather than dramatic chases. Marge Gunderson, with her unassuming demeanor and sharp intellect, begins to piece together the puzzle. Her interviews are a masterclass in subtle interrogation. She questions Jerry, who, despite his best efforts, can't hide his nervousness. Marge, with her innate ability to read people, immediately senses his deception, even as he tries to deflect and lie. This highlights an important educational point: truth often reveals itself through inconsistencies, not just direct evidence. Her calm persistence is a stark contrast to the escalating panic of Jerry, who finds himself caught in a web of his own making. Meanwhile, Carl and Geir's criminal enterprise continues its downward spiral. Carl, increasingly frustrated by Jerry's evasiveness regarding the ransom money, decides to cut out the middleman and directly negotiate with Wade Gustafson. This dramatic twist leads to a violent confrontation where Wade, attempting to assert control, is brutally shot and killed by Carl. The scene is a terrifying display of the criminal's escalating ruthlessness, further cementing the irreversible damage caused by Jerry's initial, seemingly harmless, idea. The body count rises, and the situation becomes increasingly dire, far beyond Jerry's wildest, or worst, imaginings. In a moment of desperate, almost pathetic, foresight, Carl buries a significant portion of the ransom money in the snow, marking the spot with a red ice scraper. This act, intended to secure his future, becomes a symbol of the futility of his greed. The vast, indifferent landscape of Minnesota swallows his ill-gotten gains, foreshadowing the ultimate emptiness of his criminal endeavors. It's a fun, yet tragic, twist that underscores the film's theme of how human plans are often dwarfed by the larger forces of nature and consequence. Marge, undeterred by the escalating violence, meticulously follows every lead. She connects the stolen car from the initial murders to Jerry's dealership, slowly but surely drawing a line between the seemingly disparate events. Her investigation is a testament to the power of diligent police work, proving that even in the face of overwhelming chaos, logic and persistence can prevail. The already fragile alliance between Carl and Guyar completely disintegrates. Carl, driven by greed and a desperate need for control, becomes increasingly agitated by Guyar's silent, unfeeling brutality. Their arguments over the ransom money, now tainted by multiple murders, highlight the inherent instability of criminal partnerships built on desperation and violence. This dramatic tension between the two criminals is a key element of the film's dark humor, as their petty squabbles lead to increasingly dire consequences. The audience watches, almost with a morbid fascination, as their plan implodes from within. Marge's investigation leads her to a remote, snow-covered cabin. What she discovers there is one of the most iconic and gruesome scenes in cinematic history: Guyar Grimsrud calmly feeding Carl Showalter's dismembered body into a wood chipper. This shocking, scary, and darkly comedic visual is the film's ultimate statement on the senseless brutality that can arise from petty greed. It's a moment that perfectly encapsulates the Coen brothers' unique blend of horror and absurdity. Marge, despite her pregnancy and the horrifying scene before her, remains calm and collected, a testament to her unwavering courage. After a brief, almost perfunctory struggle, Marge apprehends Guyar. The confrontation is not a grand, action-packed shootout, but a quiet, almost anticlimactic moment that underscores the film's theme of the banality of evil. There's no dramatic monologue, no heroic pronouncements, just a pregnant police chief doing her job. This is a powerful educational point. Heroism isn't always flashy. Sometimes it's just showing up and doing what's right, even when it's unpleasant. Meanwhile, Jerry, having been discovered hiding in a motel, is finally arrested, his pathetic attempts to escape justice coming to a pitiful end. His grand scheme, born of desperation, has led to multiple deaths and his own utter ruin. The film concludes with Marge and her husband, Norm, in bed, discussing Norm's duck painting, which has been chosen for a stamp. Their simple, loving conversation provides a stark contrast to the violence and greed that has unfolded. Marge reflects on the senselessness of the crimes, wondering why people would commit such atrocities for a little bit of money when life is so precious. This poignant reflection is the film's ultimate educational message. True happiness and contentment come not from material wealth or elaborate schemes, but from the simple joys of life, love, and community. It's a powerful, quiet affirmation of decency in a world often consumed by chaos. Fargo is a cinematic triumph, a darkly comedic masterpiece that blends brutal violence with heartwarming humanity. It's a film that reminds us of the absurdity of human greed, the resilience of decency, and the enduring charm of Minnesota nice even in the face of unspeakable horrors. Its unique tone and unforgettable characters have cemented its place as a modern classic. If this educational and chilling recap of Fargo left you with a newfound appreciation for the Coen brothers' genius, then you're in the right place. Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more unique film analyses that blend entertainment with education. Hit that like button if you found this recap insightful, and share it with fellow fans of quirky crime dramas. Until next time, remember, there's more to life than a little bit of money.